I think what attracts me to what Rosemarys Babies is doing is my own personal journey. There are times throughout a person's life that a bit of a hand is important to where they're going to get to next. And I've had my fair share of hands along the way. I was a young father and a single father for almost 9 years prior to getting married. And the support of the community was vital. And sometimes I think about what's it like for people who don't have that kind of support. I had a tremendous family support, for example. I also had tremendous, community support. It was a daycare that was funded by United Way and supported the development of my daughter so I could finish school and go on to work and continue to grow and prosper myself. And I just wonder about people who don't have that and how can they then continue to find their way and have their own journey. And so the work of Rosemarys Babies kind of speaks to me a bit, because I always wonder who's there for those people. The answer is there's an opportunity here at Rosemarys Babies to be there for the people who, quite honestly, don't have the same kind of support that I had along the way. Triversity Construction Company is a commercial contractor headquartered here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We work for large, complex customers who have high demands for safety and quality and performance. Think of brands like P&G, Cincinnati Children's Hospital, Fifth Third Bank, Duke Energy, 3CDC are all customers of ours on an ongoing basis. We are also very, very committed to the community that we work in. And so you see us giving and serving and being a part of various philanthropic things throughout the community. It's kind of in our DNA. A thriving, healthy, connected community is one that builds more things, brings more employees to town, is a better place to live, has a higher quality of life for people. And so that circle just keeps going around. You give, you get, to get some more. And so it's pretty easy for us to connect the work that we do and the work that we do in the community. It's a pretty easy connection for us. I met Rosemary when she was the presenter to our company during our United Way campaign. And she did a really strong job, and I honestly didn't know her then. But I listened to the mission and I checked her out to see, what kind of difference they're making. And to have community people who would know tell me, no, she's the truth. They're really doing great work in the community. They've got a niche. Then fast forward a few weeks later, I see her on the news as she's trying to pull this off, and I'm watching the community's response, and I was frustrated. So I made a couple of phone calls to find out what's really going on, and that's when we got engaged to support her in building out a thoughtful budget and making sure that they've got operational expenses considered, to make sure she's got the expertise necessary to build out this building, to have it be the place that can support young parents as she envisions. That's where it all started for me. If not this, then how do we support these folks? Or do we just write them off? And I find that to be an unacceptable outcome. What our company is able to do is bring our construction expertise to this situation. So we know what it has to be like to finish. We're not the only ones around the table. They've got great architects and there's some engineering design companies involved. And so there's a bit of a posse that's come together to support her. But what we're adding is our construction expertise, our ability to put together good budgets, to bring our subcontractors to this, to make sure we've evaluated the space so that we know what it takes to build it, we know what it takes to maintain it. That's going to be important. But we've got her back on that. I mean, we've had somebody on this project ever since that I saw that report in the news on the television set. We've had someone engaged, and we'll continue to support her until they're finished. If you peel the onions back on this project, they've done a really nice job putting it together and bringing in the expertise they need. Whether it's how to run a residential facility, they've brought in the expertise to help them. They've got a board of directors in place. They've got a very smart president, executive director in Rosemary. She's got business education and she's got heart for the business, and you need that passion. And so they've built out the right team to put this in a good place. They've asked for advice. They've used that advice. They've built the right team. And if I was putting together any business, this is how I would put it together. I'd build the right team, ask the right questions, put the right model together, and I think she's done just that. It's a tough question to answer because it's a heart level question. Do you care enough to care about a person enough to seek to understand how did they become where they are right now? How and why did this happen? Everyone's got a journey. Again, I've walked the journey of being a young parent, and I felt the ridicule of people saying, how could he ever do that? But I will tell you that empathy is that opportunity to close that gap. And everyone's not going to get there with us. Everybody's not going to feel that heart pull to do it. I think Rosemary's Babies is the perfect place to start, though. Let's go try to understand how people are, where they are right now, and most importantly, how we can support them to get to their next place. I'm excited about the work they can do and the lives they can transform. I just wish we could do it 10 more times so that we could feed the need that's really, really out there.